There's a risk when you appear on any TV show, particularly a reality TV show, simply because you're at the public's beck, if you like. They let you know whether they like you or don't like you. We've seen this recently, haven't we, with the latest series of I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. You couldn't exactly call them celebrities. They are people that are known, but not necessarily celebrities. Even in the 80s pop icon, Boy George, rumoured to be paid the most while entering the fake jungle, was in fact, proven very unpopular, including the ITV newsreader Charlene White couldn't get over the fact that she proved so unpopular with the public she was the first out. So it comes as no surprise, does it, that this particular bombshell about a former British MP, shall we say pending, Matt Hancock, has done incredibly well. But seemingly the memo didn't get through to the breakfast show Good Morning Britain. As ever, let me explain. Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London, and as ever, nice to have your company. Thank you for joining me today. As I say, it's interesting because all eyes were really on the Royal Associate, that was Mike Tyndall, and he didn't do particularly well, he didn't do bad. I think people were put off with his swearing and his sort of, shall we say, anti-political stance, flicking over Matt Hancock's number, which was festooned across a chair and all that sort of stuff. He's really letting his political bias show. And I truly felt that, he could have done a lot better. Nice guy, but obviously perhaps the lack of food and the tedium of being stuck in the jungle with an 80s pop star finally got to him. But now, as ever, it's what happens to the people after they've left the show. And in the case of the former British Health Minister, Matt Hancock, people are saying, oh, he could earn a lot of money. In fact, it could be up to 2 million. So much so that Ed Balls, a former political Labour MP who's now resigning himself to reading an altar cue on Good Morning Britain, and is affectionately known as Blockhead by the staff for his inability to interview people at length and seemingly memorise the simple lines that are placed in front of him, basically sniffed at the idea that Matt could in fact earn a lot of money, quoting in his dreams. Well, seemingly, nobody bothered to tell Ed that the ITV bosses apparently now do like Matt Hancock, seemingly because they see him as a ratings hit. Let's not forget he generated a lot of money for the commercial channel, seemingly because everybody was tuning in every night that he was on. People were genuinely voting for him. And more importantly, once you've done well on a show like that, ITV try and find ways of shoehorning you in things, across the daytime strand, quiz shows, Lorraine Kelly, loose swimming, that sort of stuff. But according to a very good source, it looks like Matt could also be offered the opportunity to guest host a few editions of Good Morning Britain. You can see how this is going to flannel out, can't you? So it's interesting to note, as I say, that nobody bothered to tell the failing Labour MP Ed Balls this. And more importantly, his co-host Susanna Reid, who rather pithily claimed, well, he was supposed to be on the show today, but he's pulled out. That's because a deal is being undertaken. Now, while ITV may say, no, that's not happening, it's not the case, whatever, that is the discussion that is now currently underway. So will we now see Matt Hancock popping up all across the ITV screens? Well, if ITV bosses secretly had their way, yes, they think he's good for business for now. And once again, when he remains not good for business, well, once again, he'll be thrown on the scrap heap. But again, that could easily happen to anybody who's presenting Good Morning Britain. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.